Good morning, I'm Ellie Barnes and welcome to the craft room. I'm back here live with you again. Unfortunately last week we did suffer COVID quite badly, but now we've all fully recovered and the house is COVID clear again. So I'm able to come and share with you some of these new wonderful things that are in the new mini catalogue. And today I'm hoping to show you a fun card that you'll enjoy and something that might be ideal for either a birthday card or any special occasion. But I think it'll also be great for kids. Now I'm just going to make sure we're coming live in the right spot. Don't want to be elsewhere. It looks like we are. That's good to know. Now I'm going to turn you right down to the desk. We're going to get started. I will show you what we are making and hopefully we can have some fun with it today. So let's get you down on the desk having a look. So just bear with me while we do this. Just get this sort of straight. It's a bit crooked today. We'll get that up here. Sorry. We'll get you in focus and we'll get you up the right way. That would help, wouldn't it? Let's see. That's not very straight. Camera's very crooked today. Does that help? No, I've gone the wrong way. That looks a bit better, I hope. Anyhow, let's get started. Today we're going to explore this ice cream. And that's in the catalogue here. It's down the back here. I should have had it marked. Here it is here. And it's a fun little set here. This is a bundle. It comes with its dies and its stamps. And you can do quite a bit with it. You can make little individual cards or you can make a big card. And I'm going to do a combination of both. So we'll pop that out of the road. Here's the stamp set. And here's the dies. So we're going to start with die cutting first. Oh, actually, we better cut our card face first. Now, I've got half a card here. Let's grab out our cutting board. This is just half a piece of cardstock. So I'm just going to, which is what we use for a card, I'm just going to score that at 10.5 and that'll make my card front. And we'll just fold that. Now, I've been watching other people. They've been doing this and getting a really sharp, didn't have my bone folder, here it is, a really sharp straight line by sticking it up in the corner like that. We learn off each other. So there we've got a perfect shaped card. I'm also going to use this new paper that I showed you yesterday if you were watching. This is called Lighter Than Air and I used to be some last night in my trial and it looked fun and bright and I'm going to use that same piece today. It's this speckled piece. And we're going to cut that, just the normal card front, 10 centimetres by 14.3. So that's half a centimetre smaller than my card front. And I'm going to use a bit of this as well. I wanted just only about 2 centimetres. This will be for inside the card. And again, I'll do 14.3. So that's just going to sit down the side of the inside of the card. I'll get rid of that little piece. And I'll pop this bigger pieces back in here because they're always useful to have. So I also need a piece inside my card. So I'm going to get this white piece and cut it at 10 centimetres and 14.3, which it's already cut. And that's all our cutting. So we can pop this aside and we're going to start with making our ice cream. So I'm going to use some coloured paper for our ice cream. And that will fit on there, so that's good. And for this one, I need a piece of this, so I'm just going to cut a piece off there. And for our cone, we're going to take this piece. So I'll pop those aside for the minute. Now, I'm not going to just use them straight. I want to put some colour and some more definition into them. So I'm going to take my stamping mat, Stampin' Piers mat. Now, this is just 1/4 of our grid sheet, and I use that on here if I'm going to do something that's a bit messy. And I am. The first thing I'm going to do is take this piece and my blending brush, and I'm going to use some Flirty Flamingo, which is this colour. And I'm just going to get a bit of colour, and I don't necessarily want it perfect. In fact, I'm just making marks on it with the brush so that it's going to have a bit of definition in it when we cut it out. So when you cut that out, we will have bits of lumps in our ice cream, or definition, as I don't know, make it look a bit more 3D. And I'm going to do the same here with the Petal Pink, which will be the top layer of my ice cream. So again, plenty of colour, but I don't want it even. I want it just lumpy and bumpy and swirly, so we can get some definition as well. And lastly, I want to colour my cone. Now this is going to go on here and cut it out, and it's going to go onto the big shot, but I need to put some colour on here. This actually will cut into the base of the cone here and give it some these lines, these patterns that you normally have on a cone. Now I want to make that pattern stand out even more than just making cuts. So I'm going to take my crumb cake, which is the same colour as the cardstock. I'm going to take my new brayer. Now this is the new rubber one. And I'm just going to rub it along the ink pad so that it's well inked. And I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm just going out to both sides. Now I'm not going to touch that until I'm ready to put it through the big shot. But I will clean this up, and it's so easy, it just wipes off with a baby wipe. Otherwise I might put ink everywhere. So that's clean. Put that aside. Let's bring in our cut and emboss machine. And the first thing we'll do is we'll cut this cone. So I'm going to pop that on there. I'm going to pick up this without touching the ink side and put it in the middle of my cone and run it through. So there's our cone, and you can see here we've got now all those lines have a lot more definition in them with the colour. And as for our little dye. It's just a matter of giving it a wipe over with the baby wipe again. And there you go. All the colours done off and ready to go. Now, oh, before we put that away, we better cut our ice cream out. We can do these at once, both at the same time. So, this is our top layer and our bottom layer. I might turn that one that way so we get a bit more colour into it. So we'll just run this one through. And let's have a look what we've got. Pop some of these things out of the road for the moment. So we have our ice cream and we have our top layer. We'll pop all our bits of paper aside. Here it is. So you can see now, hopefully you can see, it's got a bit more definition in amongst it. Just a bit more swirls that you might see normally in an ice cream. We'll pop all those bits in the bin, those little bits. And we have our cone. And our cone is made so that you can fold it along this line here. And it makes a card on its own. I'm going to show you how to do that because this is going to form part of the front of our card. So first thing I want to do, take that dirty mat off for a minute. I want to stamp inside here and I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo, which matches our ice cream, and I'm going to stamp Make a Wish. So we've got Make a Wish in there. And we'll fold that back over. We're going to get a little bit of glue. Not going to fuss too much with it. Just going to put a little bit over here just to stick it on. This is one of the things you learn with the green glue, the multi-purpose glue, the yucky glue, whatever you call it, is don't use too much. It sticks really, really well, but you don't want too much. And then I want to stick it to the top of my ice cream cone. So again, you can see just a little line there. And we'll pop this on. And there's our ice cream, ready to go. I'm going to put on a few bits of bling, because I like bling. Where is it? Now we could use just the same colours, or we can mix it up and add some other colour in. So maybe we'll mix it up this time. Last night when I was preparing it, I just used the same colours, but maybe we'll put some colours in that might just jump out a bit more. So what about we put on some blue, that's Pool Party, and we might use, well, we'll use one of these up here and one of these down here. What else? We could use a blue one. Oh, come on. And one more, one lucky colour more. What about a yellow one? Gosh, this is getting stuck on the paper. So there's some pretty colour added to our ice cream cone. Now that's a little card on its own. You could put write something on the back, or put something. You could even put another piece of ice cream there, but that might actually, no, don't do that. It'll stop you from opening it. Bad advice there. So there's our little ice cream, but it needs a card to go with it. So let's start having a look at our card. The first thing I'm going to do would be to stick that on, but I need to make a pocket so this sits onto it. So I had a little play yesterday, and what I did was I placed my ice cream where I wanted it to go, and I got a pencil and a ruler. So line it up on your grid so you know it's straight. Your ice cream looks straight. You're going to put a little mark there and there. That's about where I want it to sit. So I'm going to put a little line there. And that I'm going to use my trimmer and cut that line. And that way I will have a place. I'll do it up the top here so you can see. Now I've placed the line in the middle there. I'm going to put, I need to get my head right over it at the start and go down to the end. So we've cut the line. Now I don't want that line showing. I'll just put that over there for the minute. So I'm just going to rub it out now. You might need to do a line, just 2 dots might be enough, but sometimes having the line there so you can see it clearly. Now that means I can slide the back part of my cone in, and it goes down, and my ice cream sits on here. Now, one of the things I did discover is don't put glue there. Because it stopped my ice cream going all the way in. So I'm going to stick this to the front of the card, but I'm just going to go around the top and the side, just the very bottom on the sides there, and a little bit there just to hold it in place, and pop that on. So now my ice cream still can slide in and sit on the front of my card as I'd like it to. But that's a bit boring like that, so let's bling it up a bit more. So first of all, I want to put a greeting on here. So I'm going to take the card stock, and I'm going to use, I'll do a few stamping things and then you'll see what we're going to do with them all. First of all, I'm going to stamp Hope Your Day is Sweet. And that's the blue azul, which is the same colour as the card here. And I'm going to stamp Yum Yum. Now I'll put those aside. I'm going to show you how I'm going to use those in a minute. And I'm also going to stamp a strawberry. And that strawberry is going to be a bit of a surprise. So I'll pop those aside. I want to clean these because I'm going to show you how I'm going to fussy cut. This is a little tip or trick if you're not very good at fussy cutting the words out. It's something I showed my daughter who needed to fussy cut some words out, and it's made it a lot easier for her. So we'll just let those dry for a minute. And while they are, I'm going to colour my strawberry in. And I'm using the same red that's in the paper. This is Poppy Parade. Nice bright strawberry. picking up, now they've used Pool Party. I found Pool Party was just not quite the right colour, so I'm using light Lost Lagoon, which is similar to the Pool Party for my greenery. Now, I'm going to cut that piece out there. And while we're waiting for these to make sure they're completely dry, I'll bring in the cut and emboss machine. We'll cut that strawberry out because, again, we have a die for that. I love how Stampin' Up, what did I do with my strawberry? Set that on top. Stampin' Up provides dies for everything, don't they? I love it. Because then you can cut anything out. So let's whack that through. And put that aside again. So we've got our little strawberry. Now, these ones. Take your pencil and your stamp. I pull the stamp off and I put it exactly over the words again. Like so. And I just go around with the pencil. So that's going to give me the shape that the stamp itself is. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, it's sort of a bit wobbly and that. But it's going to give me an outline to cut. And I'm going to do the same with this one. And that just makes it easier if you're not confident to get it even all the way around your stamp. This will give you a nice, even, smooth cut. And you're just following the stamp itself. So there you go. We've got two outlines. Move those aside. And we're just going to fussy cut them out now with those lines that we've made. Now, I just cut just inside the line. And remember, when fussy cutting, you're moving the paper, not the scissors. The scissors are just gently closing. Just going to cut that off so I can go around. And that needs to be a little bit more round. Now, if you think you might have left some pencil marks, again, it's just a quick go with your pencil rubber. And that gives you a fun shape that matches the stamp. And you know it's the same all the way around. So hopefully that makes it a bit easier for those that are not confident with the fussy cutting and how you can cut out some words. And you can do it with all the stamps, the rubber stamps as well as the clear. The clear make it easier to line the words up perfectly though. And there's that one. So this one I'm going to place here with some dimensionals. And I do have them somewhere. I did have my dimensionals out. Here they are. So just a couple of dimensionals under there. Just to hold it in place. I'm going to move that little one there. He's too low now. We'll pop him up there. And I think I will move that one up a bit because he doesn't want to move. He'll have to stay there. So there's the front of the card now with a greeting. Hope your day is sweet. And I can pull that out and it says, make a wish. But let's make it more fun. Let's pop our strawberry under here and yum yum. So there's a surprise when they pull the ice cream out. So just a little bit of the glue and a yum yum. And we'll let that dry. And while that's drying, we're going to do the inside of the card. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this mat again because I'm going to stamp, and where I've put one stamp aside, maybe I've put it away. Yes, I need this one out. We'll stamp inside the ice cream. So, first thing I'll do, actually I'm going to do it in the colours of the ice cream itself. So let's do pink. Now I'm going to go off to the side because I don't want the whole card covered in ice cream. There'll be nowhere to write. So I'll go off to the side with that. I'll give it a quick wipe so I can use the same block. Take that off. And if this is a tip, if you're doing stuff, you can pop your stamps on top of your case so that you don't lose them. And this one I'll do in crumb cake. So let's do that. And I'm just going to go up to that line. So there's my ice cream. But I want to brighten it up. So I'm going to use some Flirty Flamingo on my ice cream. So I'm just going to colour quickly it all in Flirty Flamingo, the light colour. This is my quick way of colouring. And then I'm going to do the highlight bits. And I'm doing this very, very quickly, as you can see. I'm not too fussed. I just want a fun, a quick card. So that's the ice cream coloured. Now we're going to do the same with the cone. I'm using the crumb cake and I'm just going to quickly colour the whole base in. Now I want to give it some highlights, so along the bottom here, the cone. Going to do this line in here and just some of these, and I want this to blend in. So I'm using the colour just to blend that a bit. So that's got that bit part done, and on this side I'm going to glue down this just to bring in the colour from here. So there'll still be plenty of room for you to write. So let's just push all that aside and pop this on. Just a bit of a squiggle. Again, you don't need a lot of glue. We don't go out too much glue on them, or you get glue everywhere. And that's one of the things that people don't like about this glue, is if you have too much, it will go everywhere. And we're going to just pop that inside the card. Doesn't it look good actually? The card itself, the stamp itself, it can come up quite nice with just colouring it in. And we'll pop our ice cream here. And there's our card. That's as simple as it is. Now this would be a fun birthday card for a kid. But it's also a card that you could give to anyone for any occasion. Hope your day is sweet. And then they get to pull their ice cream out. They find a strawberry that's fallen off. Yum, yum. Make a wish. And inside, there's a great picture of an ice cream and some more sprinkles. Hope you enjoyed that card, and hope it's something you like about this set. I think it's a fun set. Let's get that back in. I think it's a fun set that you could do a lot with. As I said, you could use this just as on its own as a little card, or you can put it on a card front. You can stick it on properly. You could stamp your card front. There's so much you can do with this set. And there's not just ice creams. There's donuts. You've got a straw here. Well, that looks like one of those wafers coming out of the ice cream. A cherry, your strawberries, your sprinkles, and some great words on it too. So it's a great little set. Hope you enjoyed watching that. I'm going to flick you back up. Let's see if we can do this. I'm getting better, I think. Hopefully I'm on screen. I'm still learning. We'll go up a bit more. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It's as I said, a fun card, something that you can do quickly, great for birthdays. I would probably be using this one for my daughter's birthday and party invites, I think, as well. So it's a good set. Have a good day. Hope you enjoy some sunshine today. It's not going to be as hot as yesterday here in Ballarat, but it's going to be still a great day. And I look forward to catching up with you next week. I really enjoy that you come and join me, and hopefully we'll see you all next week. Take care. Bye-bye.